But anyway, you mentioned Germany, and you're coming to us from Germany, so I wanted to hear a little bit about what you think a bit more about Merz. He's obviously been to the White House. He went with the other European leaders a few weeks ago to Ukraine. How do you assess Germany's direction at the moment and what they're doing in terms of expanding their own in-house production, but also support to the Ukrainian side?
Yeah, much needed and long awaited turn in the right direction for Germany. Germans are uncomfortable with the idea of being the leader or even using the word leader, but they are leading by example, both in terms of how the German Bundeskanzler, his visit to the Oval Office, the way he stood up, even corrected President Trump on the significance of June the 6th. The fact that he has politically managed to work with a coalition government to dramatically increase defense spending and defense infrastructure. So this puts pressure on other countries who used to sort of hide behind Germany's failure to spend 2%. This will now make it difficult for some of these others to explain away why they're not investing enough in defense. Germany is having serious conversations now about whether or not to do they go back to what the Germans call Wehrpflicht, which is conscription. I don't know that they'll do it, but they're talking openly about it because they do. The Bundeswehr has to get larger. They are several thousand short of where they need to be, and so changing the perception of service in the Bundeswehr is part of what's going on. Whether or not they can reach their target with normal recruiting or with conscription or some combination. Now, German defense industry is growing significantly in terms of their ability to produce. But Germany also is investing in Ukraine's defense industry, which I think is also a very helpful. Um, and finally, Merz seems to have he is being that sort of leader, at least leading by example, and working closely with other European leaders. For me, this is a very positive development.
Yeah, I agree. I'm going to be blunt in that I was incredibly frustrated with I understand caution or a desire to be, considerate of all elements. Schulz's inaction was one of my biggest grievances about the whole approach in the early years of the war.